Digging deeper into problems that viewers bring to our attention every day, disputes between landlords and tenants. Over the years, Calvin Sneed has made a career out of getting answers to those questions.
Last night, we heard from tenants and their problems about landlords, but now we are flipping the tables and hearing from landlords that have issues with their tenants. Calvin.
Latricia, Josh, it's not just about tenants. Landlords can sometimes have issues with tenants, too, as we read on our Facebook page. For example, Stephanie Bellevaux from Hamilton County writes, Calvin, what do you do about a former tenant who did more than $15,000 in damage to the rental property? And we finally had to get felony warrants that he's now in jail for. Stephanie, thanks for writing. Attorney Brad Weeks represents many landlords in Hamilton County. He says getting felony warrants was a good thing because a tenant cannot intentionally damage rental property. He says to prevent this, always get a lease, do a credit check and a background check on that tenant before you rent to them. Here's another question we got from Faye Perry Weeks. What do we do about squatters who know the eviction process takes a few months? Faye, thanks for that question. Weeks says there is no self-help eviction process in Tennessee. He says, according to the law, you just can't throw people out, and the eviction process is the only legal way to do it. From Gray Reeves of Fort Oglethorpe, does a landlord have to provide routine bug extermination? Very good question. Weeks says spraying for bugs on a rental property is not considered by law to be an essential service. He does say that most landlords just go ahead and do it anyway because it protects their investment. Weeks also says 95% of the landlord cases he represents involves non-payment of rent. Sometimes tenants withhold rent because they're having a problem with something that they want the landlord to fix. He says you should never withhold rent when there's a dispute. You have much more standing in court to complain if your rent is paid up. Josh, Latricia?
Thank you. Those questions are from counties in our area that the Landlord-Tenant Act covers.
They sparked from our original story, Can My Landlord Do That?, which is posted on our website, NewsChannel9.com.